Good morning, everyone, and happy One Yard Wednesday. I'm Colleen from GEDesigns, and the biggest number one question asked this morning as you were all gathering was, who will the producer be today? So some of you said hello to both of them, some guessed one or the other. Well, we have both of them here today. We have Mr. KP, there he is, and we have Mr. GP giving us a thumbs up and a hearty wave, and so...
I get to run the show, though.
Yeah, KP's running the show. And he gets the finger of caution from Mr. GP. We have a lot of fun here, as you can see, and we have fun with you. We're so glad you're here. This is my favorite morning of the week, as you know, and partly because I do treat myself to, as Gudrun would say, a little something in a glass, only mine is iced coffee on Wednesday morning. So that's my Wednesday morning treat. Well, One Yard Wednesday is the show where we show you fabulous fabrics at fantastic prices, and we use them in fun and creative ways. So today we have a really pretty spring-looking collection, and I really love it. And I did do a project that I can't wait to share. Just a reminder that the prices on these fabrics will be live after the show is finished. So sit back and relax and enjoy our time together. Did I miss anything? Oh, the quilt's behind us. As soon as I asked myself, what did I miss, it came to me.
I forget about that one sometimes, too.
Yeah. The quilt's, and of course, I've got a script, right here. The script says that we should talk about the quilts behind us, so we will. The quilt behind Mr. KP is Inga, and that is such a pretty quilt. I'm working on an Inga now in a fabric that is somewhat outside of my wheelhouse. It's not pink, it's not flowers, it's not orange. I can't wait for y'all to see it. It's really fun.
I like this one. I thought I went with my blue in my outfit.
It does go with your outfit. Good shopping, good shopping. And the quilt behind me is Trinity. Let's see. Oh, gee, I always guess wrong. There's Trinity. I always guess wrong. Trinity is one of those quilts it looks incredibly difficult, but is not difficult to make. And I brought Trinity, first of all, because it's beautiful, and to remind us that we are going to have a Trinity class coming up in the GE classroom. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later on. So do you have a question, KP? Maybe we have a question today.
I do. I get to ask today.
Okay.
We got... Are table runners out of style? And my answer is no. I haven't done any research, but...
All right, well, I will keep you in suspense and tell you my answer later on. But the question really was inspired by our own interior designer, Mr. GP. And we say interior designer kind of loosely. Actually has a great sense of color and a great eye, but table runner designing is probably not your number one quilted project. He's a quilt lover. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at our fabrics today, which are beautiful. The first fabric is, I have on the table here, look at this. This is called Poppy's Black. And I love this. It has all my faves, as you can see. And the black is really a charcoal. It's not a midnight black, so it's not really dark, dark, dark. And it just is a beautiful background for all of these oranges and peaches and mustard yellow and sort of that reddish red. I love this poppy print, and I can see it imagined in all kinds of things. So, as you can imagine, along with this beautiful poppy print, we have some blenders. First up, Crackle Yellow. Isn't that fun? I love the texture of these blenders. So you get the deep gold and the light, and it's yellow, but it's a warm yellow. It's not too bright, and you can see how perfect it is with this golden yellow poppy. I think this is a really beautiful collection. And then we have Crackle Orange. Love, love, love. Again, the different values of orange from the deep to the very light and the couple in between. And I love the scale of this, and I love that it's tossed, tumbled. So there's not a right side up and a right side down. And I think that applies to the poppies as well, although it does seem to have a growing direction. Once you do some cutting of this, they really show up without anything looking upside down, and I'll show you that too. And then, of course, we have a green, which pulls out the stems and the leaves from the poppy print. Love this. Doesn't this look like summer, you guys? Love it. Both producers agree this has a summer vibe. Love it. And coming up next, one more crackle. This is pink. Like this a lot, and I love all of these together, frankly. Now we've pulled out all of the colors from the print, except for the dark black, which I don't think you need one more of, but if you had a black, you could certainly add that in. And then finishing up with a small print, which is so pretty. This one is called Poppy's Meadow Gray. So this has the yellows, as you can see, and the greens, and then a little bit lighter tone of background than do the poppies themselves. But that's also very pretty and makes a nice scale difference compared to the poppies. And start to finish, this is a really wonderful collection, and by Andover. These are Andover fabrics. I use them in a runner. I'll show you in just a minute, and they're spectacular to work with. Very nice quality fabric, not printed nicely. Again, I just want to remind you that even though the prices are really great deals on these fabrics, they're always quilt shop quality, first rate fabrics. So those are our fabrics today. So I have a notion. You're probably not surprised. I have a notion. My notion today is the stand and store. This is the mini stand and store, stash and store. Thank you. The mini stash and store. Thank goodness we have producers keeping me honest here. This is the mini stash and store. This is the mint color, and we have a couple other colors and more colors coming. So if you love the stash and store, grab the mint one. I think a turquoise one is coming. I don't know which other ones we have off the top of my head. I shouldn't say because I'll give you the wrong information. But I love this. So I have one of these next to my sofa where I do a lot of handwork. I have one of these in my traveling case, and I have one of these in my featherweight traveling case, and then I have the larger one by my sewing machine where I do most of my work at home. So we'll show you the larger size stash and store later on. But these are by It's So Emma, and they do really wonderful products. So this is a kind of this is a hard surface, as you can imagine, and this is a softer plastic, and it has a little bit of a stickiness to it because of the plastic, so you can put items in here and they'll stand and they'll hold up. So you can just grab your seam ripper or your friction pen or your little scissors or whatever you might have standing in there. So keep yourself organized, keeping your tools at your fingertips, and the mini stash and store helps do that. So love this, stash and store. All righty. They're looking at each other. I'm not sure what. All right, next up is our chance to answer our question. Should we talk about our question? Or should we talk about our project?
Let's do the question.
Okay, the question is, are table runners out of style? And I think style is one of those things that is very personal. So if you love table runners, you can use them all the time. But I did do a little research on Google. Of course, that's where I go for all my really important information. And everything I looked at said table runners are in style, and they have for centuries been a staple of tablescape design and tabletop design. So they talk about having a rich history, as we mentioned. They are seen as a staple on your table, and like I said, they could be used in all kinds of situations, all decor styles, from traditional to contemporary and everything in between. Obviously, great opportunities for something seasonal. So if you want to do something that's the poppies, but you don't want to do a whole quilt out of poppies, a table runner is just a great opportunity to feature a fun fabric like the poppies or anything else seasonal. They're functional. They'll protect your table. We have a trivet runner that we had in our Advent box this year, and the trivet runner has the Insulbright, or the insulating batting in it, and that really will add a layer of heat protection to your table. You can add color and texture. You want to use a low loft batting. We love our Bosel single-sided fusible quilt as you go batting. Love that. And for all table shapes and tabletops. So your long tables, your round tables, your square tables, wood and glass and metal, you can dress up all of those with your table runner. And let's see, and they can be short or long or square or round. Pretty much the sky's the limit, again, based on your design sense and what you're hoping to accomplish in the use of these wonderful fabrics, for sure. And another idea is to consider making your table runner reversible. I get tempted to use something that out of my stash for backing. I do that quite a bit. For my runner that I'm going to show you today, I use the poppies on the back, so that if I am in the middle of a party and I have something spilled on the top, I'll turn it over and use the back, which is also poppies, and it's beautiful. So that's a great tip. And so our table runners in style, absolutely. You'll be seeing them at GP's house for sure this summer. You need one. Well, I know where you can get one. So let's look at the table runner we have in this poppy fabric. This is so pretty. So here's the back, like I said. So even though I have a seam in the back, that's okay. The backing is just as pretty as the front. And here's the front. This is called, I'm going to get the book out so you can see. This is called Broken Glass. It's from Fast and Furious Home. It's a quilt as you go runner, and it's really fun and easy to make. So I wanted to take advantage of the poppies as well as these beautiful prints. So I did a poppy every other block, and then I did the, what are these called? Crackles. In alternating rows. So orange, yellow, pink, green, and I did that same orange, yellow, pink, green all the way down, again with the poppies alternating. And I think this turned out really, really fun. The background I used is the floral elements, so that gives it a little texture as well. I think that's super pretty. The binding I used is also the green crackle. Love that too. And as the pattern is written, this is a long runner. It is, let me tell you the dimensions. It is 15 by 62. And of course, in the book Fast and Furious Home, there's also there are also instructions for making this into placemats. So that would be really fun. And then obviously, if you needed a runner that's just 30 inches, you can stop at 30 and bind it and finish it and make it as long or as short as you need it. Now, one of the things I love about Quilt As You Go is, of course, once you have put your runner together, you can trim it and bind it, and it's ready to go. And you can see my Quilt As You Go stitching here, which almost disappears. I usually use a thread on the back that will disappear, and I used a neutral here so that I wouldn't also see it in my my top thread. I wanted that to disappear as well. So that is the Broken Glass runner, and I really love it. And maybe this should go to your house, GP. Is this your vibe?
I think this is one of my favorite projects.
Is it one of your favorite projects?
I love the floral fabric.
You don't have a table that big? Thank you, KP. I love the floral too, and I love the broken glass. It does have a really fun movement to it that's just has a contemporary vibe, and so much fun. So that's our notion and our question. And so should we review our fabrics and then talk about the patterns and stuff that we've been looking at?
Let's do it.
All right. So we'll start where we ended, of course, with the Poppy's Meadow Gray. So pretty. This would be a really nice add to any of your floral groups. Next up, Crackle Pink. Love it, love it, love it. In fact, I love all the crackles. The pink one, and then Crackle Green. And the green has a lot of depth and interest in as well. Orange, of course. I love the orange. Look here. I'm all matchy with the orange one today. And then poppies in the yellow, and it's that warm gold yellow, so it really settles in. It's not too bright and overpowering. And then finally, the star of our show is the poppy floral print. So pretty. I love all of these, and it's on that charcoal background, not quite black, but really a beautiful floral print. Love that. The projects we looked at today are the broken glass runner, and here is the image of it in the pattern, and it is from Fast and Furious Home. This is available, of course, at GEQuiltDesigns.com as a book and also as a PDF. So the PDF is always a great thing because then you don't have any shipping to pay, and that can be really convenient. Behind me is Trinity, and that's a beautiful quilt and fun to make. And maybe you could put up the date of the class KP for Trinity. That class is May 30th. So come on in and spend the day in the GE classroom. We have irons, and we have mats, and we have rulers. Bring your fabric and bring your pattern and come on in, and we will help you learn from the beginning the Trinity pattern. Behind KP is Inga, and we love Inga. I can't get enough of Inga. It's really fun to make, and of course, it's going to be a different fabric. It's going to be a different quilt every time you make it. Our notion today is the mini stash and store, which I love, and I have at least 4 of these because they are just so handy. So the mini stash and store. I also wanted to remind you that when you're doing the quilt as you go, the magic flathead pins, the blue ones, the large ones, they're called regular extra long. They are tremendously helpful and sturdy going through all your fabric layers as well as your batting and so on. So that's also a great notion. The pattern for the broken glass I showed you. Just a reminder that we still have fabric left from last week's show, and that is this fun Christmas collection. And for that I did the boardwalk runner, and this pattern will be live in Fast and Furious on May 20th. So that's coming up. And here's a hint for next week. We have a really beautiful larger collection next week, and I'm working on the Fast and Furious Club Season 4 topper called Fresh Cut Table Topper. And so next week we'll see that. So that's our show for today. Did I miss anything, producers?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, listen, we're so grateful for you. Give us a thumbs up, like us, please share. The more the merrier. We have some fun things coming up. So I will just want to mention we have lots of new fabric for One Yard Wednesday in the warehouse, and the warehouse team has been busy cutting and folding and getting us ready for upcoming shows. There is a day coming up where we will have 2 shows in one day. So we're going to figure that out today, so you can all mark your calendars for part 1 and part 2, and each show will have its unique fabric. Now they'll go together, but the 2 shows will have different different fabrics.
Lots and lots of fabric.
Lots and lots of fabric in that one. So always fun times happening at GE. So thanks for watching and hanging out with us. We love that, and we love you and are so grateful. Grab your Stripology ruler, grab some of this awesome fabric, and make yourself something wonderful today. And we'll see you live next Wednesday morning. Bye for now.